हेलो फ्रेंड्स। वेलकम टू वावाईएस। वेलकम टू द डेली एमसीक्यू डिस्कशन। आज है 24 मई 2021 और अब हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं आज के 5 करंट अफेयर बेस्ड एमसीक्यूज। सो बिफोर वी गो इनटू द एमसीक्यूज, लेट्स डिस्कस द क्वेश्चन दैट वाज आस्क्ड ऑन सैटरडे, दैट इज 22nd May. The question which was asked was, what is Budapest Convention related to? So recently there are a lot of attacks that are going on. So this Budapest Convention that was in news. So the Budapest Convention basically is related to cyber security. Is related to cyber security, and this Budapest Convention actually is being talked about by a lot of countries recently because the US gas pipeline system was hacked. So that's why this was in news. This Budapest Convention, it was signed in 2001 and it came into force in 2004. Came into force का मतलब है the minimum number of countries ratifying it. इसको बोलते हैं coming into force. So this came into force in 2004. The Budapest basically is located in which country? It is located in Hungary. It is located in Hungary. Okay. So this is what is the important information regarding the Budapest Convention. Remember, Budapest Convention is related to cyber security. ठीक है? Now let's start with the MCQs. But before we go into MCQs, I would just like to inform you about initiatives that WowIS has launched. WowIS has launched Vision Prelims Test Series Summary and Vision PT 365 Summary, and you can find these summaries at free of cost in the JPEG format in the Telegram channel. अगर आपको इन समरीज इमेज फॉर्मेट सॉरी पीडीएफ फॉर्मेट में चाहिए, then you will have to subscribe to the initiative. ठीक है? So do join the Telegram channel for more information. Also, guys, the in the Telegram channel, we are putting the PDF containing all the 5 MCQs and their solutions and the detailed solutions. So you can find this also, the document which consists of the questions and the solutions. Okay. Now let's begin with the questions. The first question. The first question: consider the following statements related to the Kaisanur forest disease. So this Kaisanur forest disease was in news from the in past few years. So इसीलिए this question was asked. The first statement, it is a bacterial disease caused after the bite of heart ticks. Second statement, there is no specific treatment of KFD, although vaccine is available. So here we have to choose the correct answer. A 1 only, B 2 only, C both 1 and 2, D neither 1 nor 2. You have to choose the correct answer, and the correct answer is B 2 only. This Kaisanur forest disease KFD, it is a viral disease. It's a viral disease and not a bacterial disease. So this first statement will become wrong. Second statement is right because there is no specific treatment for this, but the vaccines are available for this. Okay. Now we will see some information about this KFD. Actually, why this was in news is because recently ICMR, the Indian Council for Medical Research, and the Indian Institute of Virology, they have recently, the National Institute of Virology, so they have combinedly developed a diagnostic kit for this the KFD, the Kaizenor forest disease. Okay? This Kaizenor forest disease, it was first identified. This Kaizenor forest disease was first identified in 1957 when an investigation was going on for the cause of monkeys mortality. So a lot of monkeys died, and when they were investigating, when the team was investigating regarding the reason for their death, they identified this KFD, Kaizenor forest disease. So this disease is named after the forest where the monkeys were found dead. Okay? So this KFD virus, it affects humans and monkeys, and it is member of the virus family Flavifaid. And the characteristics of this KFD are the chills, frontal headache, body ache, and high fever for up to 12 days with a fatality rate of 3 to 5%. That means 3 to 5 people who infect with this disease are dying. Okay? And the most common cause of transmission is the bite of ticks. So tick की bite की वजह से the disease actually transmits. Okay, and person to person transmission is not observed till now, and also even some other animals also can get infected by this. Other animals like goats, cows, sheep, they can get infected, but the effect of this virus on these animals is not much, is not large, you can say. Okay, and there is only limited role of this transmission from in these animals especially, and also there is no evidence of disease transmission from the unpasteurized milk of these animals like goat, cow, sheep, etc. Okay, so this is about the KFD. So this information is enough for the prelims. So just try to read it up once in the from the document that we have provided in the Telegram channel. Okay, right. Now let's move on to the next question. The next question is about the Rehabilitation Council of India, and here we have to choose the correct statements. First statement: It regulates and monitors the training of rehabilitation professionals of both natural and man-made disasters. Second statement, it is only Statutory Council of India that is required to maintain the Central Rehabilitation Register. Here we have to choose the correct answer. And the correct answer is B2 only. Because if you see the first statement, it talks about rehabilitation professionals of natural and man-made disasters. But the Rehabilitation Council of India, it works towards rehabilitation of the Divyangs and the underprivileged ones. Okay? So natural and man-made disasters is given, so this first statement will become wrong. Now we will see some more information about the RCA. Actually, why this was in news is because recently the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment has launched a 6-month community-based inclusive development program on rehabilitation of the Divyangs. Okay? So this RID, this Rehabilitation Council, basically Rehabilitation Council of India, RCA, sorry, not RID, RCA. So it was set up as a society in 1986, but it became a statutory body. That means it is backed by a law which is passed in the parliament in 1993. And this law was passed in 1992, the RCA Act, the Rehabilitation Council of India Act. So this Rehabilitation Council of India is the apex government body, yani it is a top government body under the Act, which provides training programs, courses which is targeted at disabled, disadvantaged, and special educational requirements of the communities. For that means it works towards basically the disadvantaged communities. Disadvantaged communities. This is the main, you can say, aim of this RCI, the Rehabilitation Council of India. And this is important thing. It is only Statutory Council of India that is required to maintain the Central Rehabilitation Register. So this Central Rehabilitation Register has the information of all the qualified professionals who operate and deliver training and educational program for the targeted communities. Okay? So this is all about this RCA, the Rehabilitation Council of India. Now let's move on to the next news. The next question, sorry. The next question is about the Shergar Wildlife Sanctuary. So, Shergar Wildlife Sanctuary, sometimes seen in the news, is located in A. Madhya Pradesh, B. Maharashtra, C. Rajasthan, and D. Chhattisgarh. Here we have to choose the correct answer, and the correct answer is C. Rajasthan. The Shergar Wildlife Sanctuary is located in Rajasthan. So, why this was in news is because the Union Minister of Social Justice, sorry, not the Minister of Environment, sorry. So the Minister of Environment recently has conducted various surveys regarding the introduction of the cheetah from Africa to India. So that's why this was in news. Now we'll see some more information. So in 2019, Supreme Court gave green signal to the Union government for relocation of cheetahs from Africa to India. Africa to India. So as you might have known that we are reintroducing these cheetahs. As cheetahs are currently extinct in India, we are reintroducing them from Africa to India. And the sites which has previously been assessed in 2010 has now been reassessed by the Wildlife Institute of India. Okay? And those sites are Mukundara Hill Tiger Reserve and Shergar Wildlife Sanctuary in Rajasthan and the Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary, Kuno National Park, the Madhav National Park and the Nauradehi Wildlife Sanctuary in Madhya Pradesh. Okay? And the expert committee identified Kuno National Park as being ready for the cheetah reintroduction. So Kuno National Park, where it is located? It is located in Madhya Pradesh, and here is where the cheetahs are going to be reintroduced. Okay? Now let's move on to the next question. So yeah, so before that, here you can see this is the location of Shergar National Park, sorry, Shergar Wildlife Sanctuary in Rajasthan. This is Rajasthan, and here you have the Shergar Wildlife Sanctuary. Okay? Now let's move on to the next question. Identify from below options the major movement targeted at the environmental protection in India. First one is Bishnoi movement, second one Chipko movement, third one Apko movement, fourth one Tebagaon movement. So we have to choose the correct answer, and the correct answer is B2, sorry, not B, it's A, 1, 2, 3, because Vishnu movement, Chipko movement, Apko movement, all these three are related to environment, but not the Tebagaon movement. This Tebagaon movement is a farmer movement. Okay? Now we will see in detail about each of these movements. Actually, why we gave this question is because the founder of Chipko movement, Sundarlal Bahuguna, recently died due to COVID. So that's why we gave this question. Now let's see about these movements. The Bishnoi movement first. It started somewhere in 1700s, and the place where this happened is the Kejirali and Marwar region in Rajasthan. So the leader for this movement is Amrita Devi along with the Bishnoi villages. And the aim of this Bishnoi movement is mainly saving trees, is mainly the saving of trees. Okay? Next one. Because that time what happened is a lot of trees are being cut and saving trees is one of the main aim. Next one is the Chipko movement. The Chipko movement started in 1973 in Chamoli district and later at Thari Garhwal district of Uttarakhand. And Sundarlal Bahuguna is the main leader of this Chipko movement. The other leaders are Gaura Devi, Sudesha Devi, Bachi Devi, okay, and others. And the main aim of this Chipko movement is to protect the trees on the Himalayan slopes from the access of contractors or the farmers. Okay? Contractors of the forest, sorry, not farmers, contractors of the forest. Because the trees are being cut for various reasons, and these people protested against the cutting of these trees in the hill slopes. Okay? The next movement, if you see the APCO movement, which was started in 1983, and it happened in Uttar Kannada and Shimoga districts of Karnataka. So, APCO movement happened in Karnataka. The Bishno movement happened in Rajasthan, Chipko movement in Uttarakhand, APCO movement in Karnataka. The leaders, basically, if you see this APCO movement, it is basically people's movement, and Pandurang Hegde is said to be the main leader. And the main aim is against the felling and commercialization of natural forest and ruin of ancient livelihood. So this is against the cutting of forest. Next, you have the Tebaga movement. The Tebaga movement is a movement that happened in Bengal in 1946, and it is a peasant movement in which the farmers started a struggle to reduce the rate of rent to one third as per the recommendation of the Flood Mission. The Tebaga movement of Bengal was to provide two-thirds of the crop to the oppressed shareholders. The leader of this movement was Kampram Singh and Pawan Singh. So this is mainly to reduce the rent, what this Flood Commission suggested. Okay? This is mainly for rent reduction. Now the next question, the last question of the day. This is a previous UPSC CSC question. The question is, what can be the impact of excessive or inappropriate use of nitrogenous fertilizers in agriculture? First one, proliferation of nitrogen fixing microorganisms in soil can occur. Second one, increase in acidity of soil can take place. Third one, leaching of nitrates to groundwater can occur. Here we have to choose the correct answer, and the correct answer is C, 2 and 3. Because proliferation of nitrogen fixing organisms in soil will not occur because of the use of nitrogenous fertilizers. But the other two, if you see, the acidity of soil can increase and leaching of these nitrates to the groundwater, that will definitely occur. So leaching means these nitrates will grow and will go and mix with the groundwater. तो अंदर जाकर ग्राउंड वाटर से मिक्स होते हैं सॉइल से लीच होके ठीक है now we will see some more information about this. So if more nitrogen is added to the soil, then there is less need for the nitrogen fixing bacteria. So that is the reason the first statement will become wrong, because there is no proliferation of nitrogen fixing organisms in soil that will be occurring. In any case, if fertilizer increased bacteria, one dose of fertilizer would suffice for eternity. If something is increased in concentration, if any chemical is increased in concentration, that means what will happen, the excess of that component or excess of that chemical, it will go and mix with the groundwater. That will happen. So this इसको हम बोलते हैं leaching ठीक है. So these are the 5 questions, guys. So now let's see the question of the day. And the question of the day is, who announces minimum support price in India? So because of farmers protest and all, this minimum support price was in news. So answer this question in the comment box. Who announces minimum support price in India? We will try to find out the answer for this question in tomorrow's video. Okay. So before winding up, I would just like to just remind you that the questions and the solutions of these MCQs, okay, they will be available in the Telegram channel in the PDF format. So you can go to the Telegram channel and you can download the question and the solutions, all the 5 questions and the solutions. Okay? So yeah. So before we leave, just a small reminder regarding the initiative that we launched. I've already told you regarding this. You can find the information in the Telegram channel. And that's it, friends, for the day. I'll meet again tomorrow with 5 more MCQs. Till then, keep studying and stay tuned. Jai Hind. Thank you.